Hello, this is I. How are you today? Sạch bảo mày à? I just said, have you eaten yet in Chinese? People like to know whether you have eaten yet in Chinese quite often. So, how are we today? And I hope you're all well. Today I would like to do a tutorial on how to loop bands together and make different shapes, and just showing you generally how I make different shapes with my bands, and giving you some ideas of how to play with different bands and folding them instead of just making a basic shape. So now I have here some Rainbow Loom Web Store limited edition band, and some beads that I'm going to show you how to use beads, and yeah, those are the special bands, and that's just glitter bands, Rainbow Loom glitter bands, and my hooks, my really cheap hooks that actually have numbers on them, but the numbers are all wrong. Yeah, even when they say number 3 and number 3, and all their number 3s are different sizes. So now mine, but they're all good. So there we go. Now let's see what we're gonna do. I am gonna remove this out of the picture because my phone that I use to film likes to focus on things that are quite that are not moving. So I'm not sure whether I'm out of picture yet sometime. There we go. And we are gonna start with a white band. Now I'm gonna use my Beholder and Beloved bracelet as a base design. So I'll be like using that pattern to show you how to add more bands and to do a more intermediate to advanced scrolling design. Okay, now I am not sure whether my audience are Asian or more Westerner, whether you would like me to do Chinese tutorial. So if you do, just let me know, leave a comment. If you want Chinese tutorial, I'll do them in Chinese. And I think Malay, nah, tidak boleh. That doesn't talk much Malay anymore. So what else? Yeah, just Chinese. 广东话、客家话、客家话、华语、Hokkien. Yeah, maybe all those is possible. So just let me know. Now, I am here playing with the bands and not telling you what I'm doing. But you could kind of like see what I'm doing there, which I'm messing up the bands or something. There we go. Talking too much, which I'm really nervous about when I talk. Don't like talking on camera. I think I stuffed up the shape. Okay, let's try again. Probably go give me thumbs down on this video, but that's okay. I don't mind. Now, this is the normal shape, the more common shape, or the shape that I use to show scrolling technique. So I'm not really showing you how to make a bracelet here, so don't go making a bracelet. It's just really showing you how you can form shapes and designs instead of like following a tutorial and making it from a tutorial, because I believe we're all very creative and some of us gets a bit worried about making new things, so we don't try to explore making new things. So, or even, yeah, now going through a band and lift. So I won't be telling you what I'm lifting and what I'm not lifting, but I probably will tell you what I'm lifting and what I'm not lifting. And in this tutorial, I would like to show you the lifting stitch, where lifting or pick up stitch that I also use in my scrolling design. So now the design's looking a bit like this. Okay, and we can add obviously left and right bands to it, half and half. I should use more colors because when I use all same colors it might look pretty, but I can't really show you what band I'm looping. It's harder to see what band I'm looping when I'm using the same color. Okay, so yikes. Now that is wrong. Can you tell it is wrong? The design's a bit messed up already. That band and that band is not on the right spot. So let's pull that one out and pull that one out again. So we're gonna loop that back in there. Okay, this is probably one of the hardest things to do when you do tight scrolling design, that your bands will move. If you are not constantly watching them, they could just slip through, like that band just slipped through into there, and when I pick it up it was in a totally different spot. So it will happen quite often. So just lots of playing with your bands, okay? Just lots of play and don't get upset with it. Just know that you can make it again. Now, shape, string it back. Now, where's my other hook gone? Here's my other hook. Now, this is a stitch that I show you in the Beloved, okay? Where you just grab a band and you stretch and you just pull it onto another level. Doesn't matter where you place it, whichever way. You can place it like, whoopsie, like this in here, or you can hook that one up, and it doesn't matter where you place it, whichever way. If you look at your own design, you'll find out whether you like it or not later on. Okay, so see, we're forming a shape here. Now we can also play with folding stitches. That's in the Beloved. Oh no, that's in the Beholder, where you fold stitches out. Okay, folding stitches out. Now that changes the shape again. Okay, now we can add beads, so don't be afraid to play with your beads. Add beads. Okie dokie, just have fun playing with your design and don't even worry about remembering the steps. The more you play with your bands, the more idea you get, and you will learn very quickly to remember the easier design, okay? So now we have the beads in there as well, so it looks like that. Now we are going to stretch bands out. So what band are we going to stretch out is up to you. I'm going to stretch this one out here. Go this way, this way, this way, and see if it works. Now it doesn't always work because some bands are really tight, okay? So it might not work. Okay, that kind of work, but is folding up like that, which is okay. Now grab some more bands, glitter bands. They're softer band, the glitter ones, so they might be a bit sticky and too much movement in your design. So you see, it looks like this now. So you play with your design again, and you fold them back whichever way, but you remember if you're folding it this way, you're going to grab this way and this way. Okay, to get your design symmetrical, you just have to remember which way you grab the bands. So your design symmetrical. See, that band been stretched down, and now it form a different shape again. And I have made a lot of one-of-a-kind pendant and bracelet, and I think it's a great idea that you just create your own design and don't worry about you know, original naming a design or something, but you create something that's so unique that is just one of a kind and is yours. But if you do want to create a piece that you can, you know, remake again, then go ahead, and it's a wonderful thing to do. And just this is the tutorial that's why I'm making this tutorial, so you can see how to make your own design. There we go. And look at this design now. We are going to open up this band and going in that design there and pick up that band. Okay, just that white band. Now it gets a bit tricky, and now because I'm just showing you, hopefully you're not trying to make anything when I'm doing this, but if you are, it's okay if yours turn out different, so don't freak out. Okay, you go into those bands. So basically I'll turn this around. You're going into those bands and you're going to lift out that white band in there. Can you see it in there? I'm sure you can see it in there somewhere, but I can't. Okay, there it is. Lift that band out and push this band back in. So you get this form. Now, ta-da! You can grab a band, another band, pull it through and lock all those bands together. It can get really complicated if you really want it to get complicated. You have lots of bands in one row before you actually do like a closing band, so the design will get bigger. Now, there we go. I'm getting a little cute little heart shape just down here. Now, when you're making a bigger design with the lifting and the picking up stitch, if you lift the stitch from the inside, if you're starting lifting stitches from the inside up, it will tighten up your design. Your design will look like this. And if you getting the stitches from the outside, if you're building your design out to be a bigger design, you're lifting, let me show you. Okay, now this is what I call basic scrolling technique, where this is a basic design. Okay, we're making the wing shape. We forget about this bit now. Okay, we're just gonna do the wing shape. 1, 2, 3, 4 wing shape. So we're just doing one that's bigger. Wing shape. So I'm actually folding the heart shape purple band in. I'm using the white one. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. I am so slow with doing things like that now. I should use other color bands because it's so hard for you to tell what I'm doing, hey, with those clear bands. Now, no, not clear, but white glitter band. I'm going to use one and I'm going to pull it through all these bands. Yep, and get stuck on the way. Hopefully and not lose that band and your whole design come undone. Yay. Oh, what a mess. But never mind. We will deal with it. Now, we're going to pick up those bands. Oh, it's getting a bit blurry. Hang on. Okay, we'll pick up those bands and see what our design's looking like. Yeah, it does look like a mess. Now, undo it. Well, hopefully you're not making something. Well, if you are, it's okay to mess up. That's why it's so hard to show on video what I'm doing, because most of the time I'm just doing random designs and trying to put them together. And if I don't like it, oops, like now, don't like it, I can always undo it. But when I'm undoing it on the camera, it takes a while to undo a design on camera. So now, let's not do that. Yikes. Oopsie. Now, ta-da. Okay, I'm messing up. Tung, fell out. Okay, I'm so sorry I messed up. But never mind, I've still got something here to show you. I hooked this back. Okay, I'll continue my wing shape. I won't be so greedy this time. I'll go 1, 2, 3. 3 loops instead of 4. Okay, I have to pick up the purple as well. Purple band. Okay, go back to the other side. Now this is all very confusing. I know it's very confusing because I'm confusing myself as well sometimes, but that's okay, because this is what you have to do to be able to make your own complicated design. You have to actually go past that simple design stage where you're just making the same thing over and over again and make really confusing design. There we go. Now we're going to string this into just Spencer to make that wing shape. Wing shape. Go the other way. Just be careful you don't mess up those bands, or else they'll pop open. They have to be in that order. Common wing shape design. Okay, now I think the first time I've seen this design was on Claire's Ware's page, where she did the seashell chainmail. Okay, but Crazy just might work on Instagram, or Suzanne HB made this little wing shape design a while back as well, long time ago. And Late Luma, one of the very, very clever lady I know on Instagram, made this design as well. So it's just a common wing shape design that is very well known. They are flat, and you can just add loops to them to make designs, and they have been used so many times. Now if you ask me they're original, no, they're not original. If you come up with a new design with it in it, no, they're not original anymore. Even the heart shape, I think the first time I seen the heart shape being done was on Loom Love channel, where she did the heart link, or the heart chain of hearts, I think. So yeah, don't quote my words, I get it wrong quite often. Okay, just yeah, don't tell me off. There we go. Now we've got one design like this here, and how are we going to tighten it? The way we tighten it is by lifting bands from the inside. Okay, now this is tricky stuff. You have to know which one you're lifting. So I'm just going to be lifting these two bands, 1, 2, which is really hard to tell what is what. But if you remember, on one side you're lifting a band, and you're lifting it from the middle, from one side, you're going over to the other side. You make sure you're going in the right spot and lifting it from the right area as well. Even when you go into the right spot on the top, you might be lifting it out on the side, so your design will be asymmetrical. Okay, asymmetrical. Ugh. Okay, now see the whole design change. Ta-da! Different shape. The wing shape is different now. Okie dokie. When you're starting playing with lifting bands, now see that, oops, beads fell off. Now, oops. Okay, now we can add beads to a design like that if we want to, but you'll require another hook, and you need to know where to stick that hook into if you really feel like adding beads into your design. Okay, well, halfway. Now, I always have very shaky hands, so don't worry. I make a really horrible surgeon, so please don't come to me for rescue, for operation. You'll die. So now we're gonna stick this thing in to here through those bands. Now I have I think there might be a band in there that I missed, but never mind. I'm just showing you how this is done quickly. If you are wanting to do that, you just go into the side of the design and make sure you look through the side view and then in and pick up your bands. So there we go. Now we have a bead in there. A bead in there. Okay. It's a nice and full. Now we're going to add more bands, pulling it through. Now another band, pulling it through here. So wow, it's going to be a long video with lots of talking. Now I did wanted to do a scrolling technique explain video, but the last few days I was not up to it, and I actually got a bit frustrated with something and a bit upset. I chucked all my note into the bin, and when I was ready to not feel upset anymore, I wanted to go and get it again, but it was bin day, so it was all gone. So all my notes that I've put together the last few months I thrown into the bin. So the moral of the story is, if you are angry and you feel like throwing out something, this is what you do. You get a box. Okay, you grab a box. Doesn't matter what it is, grab a box, put them all in there and send it to me. I'll look after it for you. Or, a better option, you get a box and put them in there and store it somewhere you can't see until you calm down. Okay, and then maybe one day your future self would thank you for not throwing away something that is precious. I'm talking from experience. I see people getting upset throwing away photos, items that are really special, and or burning them or whatever. Just put them in the box and put them away. Seriously, your future self will thank you for it. Now, how's this going now? So, I think it turned out really pretty. What do you think? It makes a nice little pendant, doesn't it? I think I might just leave it as a pendant like that. I hope you like this video, and like I said, I'm just really here just scrolling and showing you what you can do with your bands. So you can make something with those stitches I just show you, like picking up stitches. Now I can finish it like this, or I can go into those two bands and pick up those two pink bands. Okay, and lift that two big pink bands up, and that's how you tighten up designs. Okay, here we go. You tighten up the layer underneath when you stretch and lift bands up. Okay, so I hope this tutorial helps you with your new design and makes you, well, helps you understand a bit more of scrolling technique. Scrolling technique is really just levels of my own design that I use. You are welcome to use the scrolling technique hashtag if you want to. Originally the hashtag is just for me to store my items. So when I do my scrolling technique explain, I'll talk more about that, okay? Now, I just want to thank you all for being so supportive of my channel. Thank you for all my subscriber, and thank you for all the Instagram follows and my followers. So thank you very, 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 very much. 唔该，多谢，谢谢，我真的很高兴。Okay, see you next time. 再见。